Good morning, everyone. Um, this is my first actual video, and I'm sorry for the poor quality. I'm recording this on my laptop webcam because I don't have an actual video camera, um, and I thought that my camera quality was going to be a lot better than this, but it's not. Anyway, um, so I'm just recording this because I have a bit of a special announcement to make. In case, well, unless you've been living under a rock for, for this time, um, then you will have known that that same-sex marriage is now legal in all 50 states, which I am super proud of because go America. And we just recently had our Pride Month here in Toronto, and I've been seeing a lot of inspirational YouTube videos about YouTubers coming out, whether to the audience or to like their parents or other family members or other people that are important to them. So that sort of inspired me to make a video similar to that. And I don't really know how to put it, like I don't really know how to beat around the bush with it, so I'm just gonna come out and say it. I, Elizabeth Heather White, am bisexual. Wow. That's the first time I've used the full word as opposed to just saying, I'm bi, because saying that, the shortened version, is a lot easier and a lot more comfortable for me, I guess, than actually saying the full word. And that was the first time that I actually said out loud the full word. So, yay, go me. Anyway, yeah. It's taken me a couple of years actually to get to this point. I was going through a really rough period in 2013, and I think my sexuality was, or discovering my sexuality was a part of it that I just didn't realize at the time. I was just sort of just confused by the whole thing. I mean, I've gone through my entire life knowing that I like boys. I mean, that's been obvious since like the first grade or something, when I met a guy as my best friend. And you know, and when I was growing up, I mostly had guys as best friends, because I grew up mostly as a tomboy, so I've mostly had guys as best friends. But as I kind of grew older, and when I got to like middle school, that was kind of when I started having girls as friends. Because I remember when I was in grade 5, or when I was in grade 4, I met my current best guy friend, and then we were like in the same class in like grade 5, and that was fun. But that's not what this is about. And then And then he remained like my best friend even when I went off to like a different school for grade 6, because our school only ended at grade 5. And I had a couple of girls as my friends, and then and then we still kind of remained close even as we went to different schools after grade 6. And then actually I went to a different school after grade 6. They just stayed until grade 8. And then when I was in high school, my friend group consisted solely of girls. Like, seriously, you should have seen it. We looked like a girl group. It was crazy. Anyway, yeah. So it was only like recently, or when I was like 11, that this friendship that I developed with girls started, and it's so hard to say. Yeah, but I know that I've always been interested in boys. That I've always known that. Um, but I think that like deep down and kind of like in the back of my mind, there was always something there about how I felt towards girls, and it sort of came to light a little bit in 2013, but then a couple of years later, it just, like, I actually sort of acknowledged it and tried to kind of figure out what it was about. And I've discovered what it is, and it's taken me quite a while to accept myself for who I am, and it's hard, because I don't want to be seen. I've never wanted to be seen as like a social like outcast, or like anybody who doesn't fit into the norm of society. But but we live in a time where being part of the LGBT community is okay. And even though I know that, it's still hard to kind of grasp in a way, I guess. This isn't really something that you go around telling people, like super casually, like, oh, hey, guess what? I'm bi. No, like, you don't really say that super casually. There are people out there who have known their sexuality for pretty much their whole life, or at least the majority of it. I am not one of those people. I haven't known my whole life that I was interested in both boys and girls. So it's sorry, so it's a little harder for me to just kind of walk around and shamelessly love who I want to. And I was even sitting in front of my camera, or right here, for a solid like 5 minutes, just staring at myself. And I was telling myself, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't tell people who I really am. And who I want to love. But now that I'm doing it, I'm not gonna stop. Well, not yet, anyway. I don't think anybody should have to be afraid to love who they want to love. I think everybody should just be able to walk around and love as freely as they want to. You know, and it breaks my heart that there's still people out there who are criticized for loving who they love. And I don't want to be afraid to walk around and hiding a part of myself from the world. I want to be able to live and love as freely as I please. And if I'm criticized by some people for it, then I guess that's the way it is. Me being interested in boys and girls is not, it doesn't change who I am. I'm still quirky, I still tell lame jokes, like, I still look the same, you know, and it doesn't change who I am. And, you know, and I'm really thankful for some of the support that I've gotten for this, you know, and I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for the support, and I certainly wouldn't be doing this video. So that's about it. That's pretty much all that I wanted to say. Yeah, in case you missed the message near the beginning, because I've just been rambling on, which I tend to do a lot, I am bisexual. And that one was a lot easier to say. So, thank you for listening. I love you all, and perhaps I'll see you later.